Are you ready to transform your pool into a stunning oasis? At Mainland Pool Service, they're a family-owned business committed to keeping your pool looking pristine all year round. They believe that pool care should be proactive, not reactive, which is why their skilled team handles everything from routine cleaning to complex issues with precision. They prioritize clear communication and personalized solutions to exceed your expectations. Join the Mainland Pool Service family today and experience the difference their expertise and dedication can bring to your relaxation retreat. Contact them now at mainlandpoolservice.com.
Junior Grizzlies summer camps presented by Ortho South are the key to a slam dunk summer with over a dozen 4-day camps perfect for hoopers ages 6 to 14 looking to build fundamental skills and make unforgettable memories. With camps across the Mid-South in Tennessee, Mississippi, and Arkansas, you won't have to go far for the ultimate hoops experience this summer. Registration comes with a Junior Grizzlies jersey, lunchbox, and a basketball to take home. Don't wait, space is limited. Visit grizzlies.com/Junior Grizzlies today to secure a spot for a fun-filled summer. That's grizzlies.com/Junior Grizzlies.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing beats catching your Grizzlies IRL, and nobody knows that better than you. So next time you want to hit up a game, Ticketmaster's got your back with tickets to every upcoming matchup. Whether you're catching the Grizzlies at home or on the road, you'll find tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Keep putting that jersey collection to use and get Grizzlies tickets today. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside again soon, Memphis.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
Live from the Built Ford Tough studio at FedEx Forum, it's the Gary Parrish Show, presented by Ortho South, on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Now, here's your host, Gary Parrish.
All right, I'm here. My name is Gary Parrish, speaking to you from the Built Ford Tough studio, FedEx Forum. We're in downtown Memphis. Bennett Doyle right there producing the program. Glad he's with me. Glad you're with me. Hope you're getting through the day best you can. And I hope you understand the assignment, because if you understand the assignment, you understand what happened last night in Brooklyn. Final score 126-115. Nets on top of the Grizzlies. That's 4 in a row for the Grizz. Losses, of course. Shucks. Ain't that too bad. Now 23-40 on the season. 11-21 away from FedEx Forum. We'll talk about it momentarily. First, though, quickly, let me set today's schedule for you. When we finish this open, take a break, come back, do 5 more things you need to know, at which point we're going to discuss 5 previously undiscussed stories among them. I spent the night in the Pyramid last night. The Bass
Pro Pyramid?
On the 26-year anniversary of Kenyon Martin breaking his leg inside the Pyramid during the Conference USA tournament. I spent the night inside the Bass Pro Pyramid last night.
How about that?
We had a time, buddy. We had a blast. I just found myself walking my dog around the pyramid midnight last night.
Pretty cool.
The coolest. I'm going to tell you all about it. We're going to do that about 25 minutes or so. USF coach Brian Hoxton seems to be threatening any basketball coach who dares tamper with a bull. He said, "You do not tamper with a bull, or you'll have to see me face to face." Funny clip. We'll show you that in just a bit. NFL free agency is in full swing. I'm going to get Bennett to pop through the headlines. We're going to do that in just a bit. Steve Kerr, he's the latest prominent NBA figure to reemphasize that the season needs to be cut. 82 games, maybe once upon a time it wasn't too many. He says it's definitely too many now with the way the game is played. We'll show you what he said. We'll do that in the next segment. An 8-time NBA All-Star Dwight Howard has filed for divorce just a few days after his wife jumped on social media with a gigantic bag of what she claimed was cocaine and accused him of being an addict. That was the biggest bag of anything I've ever seen in my life, cocaine or otherwise.
I haven't seen the picture. I'll have to take a gander.
I didn't even know people had cocaine bags that big.
Huh.
I mean,
He's a big man.
he's a big man.
Yeah.
Maybe a man that size needs a
Yeah.
bag of coke that size. It never occurred to me.
Yeah.
You know, I've never been 6'10".
Right.
So if somebody showed up at my house with a bag of coke, I'd be like, what is
Yeah.
going on? Is this like a
I
setup?
mean, you got to eat bigger meals. Like
You got to eat bigger meals.
You know, I think that kind of stuff. Maybe you need more.
Like if somebody showed up at my house with a bag this big, I'm gonna show you this bag. I'd be
Okay.
like, yo, man, you got to get out of here. This is like you were trying to go to jail for the rest of your life. This is crazy. I thought you were supposed to just keep it in your pocket. You know, this is crazy. I'd never seen a bag of like chicken breast this big. I've never seen a bag of chicken breast as big as this bag of cocaine
Okay,
this
I'll
woman
be the
had.
judge.
All right, okay. We're going to let you be the judge. Bennett's going to judge his cocaine bag. We're going to do that during a segment we call 5 More Things You Need to Know. Then we'll eventually do GP's carryout, and we'll call it a day. So that's the rundown. We got a lot to get to, but I did want to start with your Memphis Grizzlies because game 63 of a scheduled 82, it was played Monday night in Brooklyn. Once again, the Grizzlies lost. So once again, the Grizzlies won. Final score, Nets 126, Grizz 115. If you're keeping count, that's 4 straight losses for the Grizz heading into tonight's game in Philadelphia. If you're keeping count, the updated record, 23-40. The Grizz are alone in 11th in the West. 7 games out of 10th currently occupied by the Blazers. Ain't catching them. 2.5 games out of 12th currently occupied by the Mavericks. Love to catch them. Big Bet Bennett, good to see you on this Tuesday morning. What was your main takeaway from the Grizzlies' 40th loss of the season?
My main takeaway.
Give me your main takeaway.
And I said this to JB and Roser. Last night is why it is okay to try to go all in and win a home game in front of a big crowd on a weekend at FedEx Forum. That's why you could do it, because of events like last night. It's okay. And they lost that Clippers game, so like whatever. But they tried to win it. They were going for it. That's why it's okay, because of games like last night.
It was a doozy.
It was a doozy. Hey, listen, man, it was tight until that fourth quarter.
You can't just expect to go into Brooklyn and win.
It was tight until that fourth quarter.
You can't just expect to go into Brooklyn shorthanded like this and win on the road in March. Trying to win in March on the road? How long have you been watching basketball?
A long time.
You know how hard it is to win on the road in March?
That is a moniker.
I've heard Matt Painter talk about it.
Yeah.
I've heard Dan Hurley talk about it. Dan Hurley just went on the road in March with UConn, projected to be at the time a number 1 seed, playing a Marquette team. Marquette stinks this year. All respect to Shaka. Marquette stinks this year. Took a loss on the road. You know what Dan Hurley said? It's hard to win on the road in March. So, what do you want from the Grizzlies? It was a March game last night on the road. What do you want?
Just give it your best shot.
Give it your best shot.
Give it your best shot.
Hey, as long as you try hard. They tried hard. They tried their best. Only so many people are healthy. What do you want them to do? What do you want them to do? It was a March basketball game on the road. Those are hard to win. I heard Mick Cronin talk about this.
Yeah. I mean, it's honestly it was kind of masterful how this all played out, because come to find out after, these past couple of weeks, it's pretty much impossible to win without a big man. It's impossible.
I think we've known that for a while about basketball.
I thought I knew that before, but now I really know it.
This is something I learned in the 80s.
Yeah.
Whether it was Patrick Ewing or...
Oh, and that was when the bigs were dominant, man.
This is something I learned in the 80s.
Yeah.
It's interesting that we're just picking up on that again. It's hard to win if you don't have tall people.
Correct.
This is true at any level of sports. My little guy's playing 9-year-old basketball at his school right now. And the teams get divvied up however they get divvied up.
Yep.
And in game 1, we thought we were in pretty good shape. We'd set some ball screens.
Yeah.
We'd learn how to guard some ball screens. We'd learn how to, if they want to go under, we're going to pull. If they're going to come over, we're going to drive that thing right to the rim. We thought we was in pretty good shape.
Yep.
And then we ran into a real problem. You know what the problem was? Other team had a tall kid. And he'd get every rebound. And then he'd miss the shot. It wasn't like he was Jokic or something. He's just tall. And he'd get the ball and he'd make it sometimes. Sometimes he'd miss it. But boy, when he missed it, he'd just get it again because he's taller than everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
This is true at 9-year-old basketball, and it's also true in the NBA. The Warriors try to get away from him for a minute, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And you can, I guess, if you got like two of the greatest shooters of all time and a weird defensive player who, you know, can just bother everybody.
Yeah.
But broadly speaking, you need tall people to be good at basketball. And, I learned that in the 80s.
Yeah. I mean, like the Jazz made theirs go get surgery, so they so they didn't have to play them.
They took all their big people and said, you guys have to all get cut. All of you need to go get anesthesia.
Yeah.
All right? We are trying to get A.J. DeBonsa.
Uh-huh.
You need to be under anesthesia for a little while.
Yeah.
All right? What do you want them to do? It's a road game in March.
That's what they say. That's what they say.
It's a road game in March. I've heard John Calipari talk about this for decades.
Yeah.
Hard to go on the road. I know that in theory you'd be like, GP, but what they mean is like, it's hard to go into Mackey Arena in March on senior day and win. You know, it's hard to go into like Rupp Arena on that's
I've heard of those places.
But I don't know. You guys can nitpick it if you want to.
I mean,
all I've ever heard is that once the calendar flips to March, you playing basketball, you go on the road, things get real challenging. And so the Grizzlies.
It was a big crowd at Barclays last night.
So you tell me, you tell me what part of this isn't true. Is it March?
Mm-hmm.
Did the Grizzlies play a basketball game last night?
Mm-hmm.
Was it played on the road?
Mm-hmm.
Broadly speaking, are March basketball games on the road considered challenging?
Yes.
What do you want them to do? What do you want them to do?
Just fight.
Just fight.
Just fight.
Went viral last night.
I know.
For all the wrong reasons.
I know.
Went viral last night. We went viral last night. Day'Ron Sharp. Oh, buddy. Went viral. Kyra, if you got it, let's watch Day'Ron Sharp go viral last night.
He tried to slow down, and the Nets have numbers.
Oh, no.
Day'Ron Sharp. He just frame-mocked the Grizzlies.
Oh, no. Ian Eagle. Calm down. Watch this. Yikes.
You know, I respect Ryan for jumping.
He jumped.
Yeah, I respect it.
That's the highlight of his 7-game Grizzlies career so far.
He had a career high last night. I mean, it wasn't he had a good game last night.
Hey, buddy.
He was our best player last night.
Hey, while I was sitting at the Bass Pro Pyramid, ain't none of his points went viral. But that one did. The only highlight that came across my phone was that one.
I know, we should have spammed. Javon Small dunked twice last night. We should have spammed that so it like kind of balanced out a little bit. Because I saw the Day'Ron Sharp dunk all over my feed. I didn't see Javon Small punched one.
This is like that time I told you a few weeks ago when my buddy hit those 2 grand slams in the same inning. And I also homered in that game, but nobody cared or remembered because he hit 2 grand slams in the same inning. I remember my home run. Nobody else remembers it because he hit 2 grand slams in the same inning. Congrats to Javon Small, but you're not Day'Ron Sharp. That's what I'm trying to say.
I thought Javon's dunk was pretty good. I think it deserved to go viral as well.
He got him good.
I
respect Ryan for jumping.
I respect him too. You know, I played. Mike talked to him at shoot around yesterday, and I played his audio on the radio broadcast. And I do like this little French connection we've got going on right now with Ryan Rupert and Olivier Maxence Prosper and Thomas Islo coached in France. Like I kind of like this little. You know, I took a lot of French.
I know you did. What's our best French restaurant these days around here? You think?
Oh, La Baguette. I don't know. What is our best French restaurant?
Let's see what Google says.
Yeah.
Best French.
I mean, I'm sure we have like a fusion
restaurant in Memphis is Chez Philippe.
Oh, Chez Philippe, of course. Yes.
Chez Philippe.
I've never eaten at Chez Philippe.
I have.
You have it good?
Of course it's
What'd
good.
You get?
I mean, probably a steak.
Okay.
You know, probably a filet.
Yeah.
I remember it fondly. It was a nice room.
Yeah.
I like Chez Philippe.
Good.
All right. So maybe we'll have a party. Maybe we'll have a French party. You and all your little Grizzly friends can sit around and speak French. And I'll just sit over there and
that'd be fun.
I'll have an appetizer.
I've lost it a little bit, but I want to get it back. I saw my old French teacher at the zoo 2 weekends ago, and we were talking about it, and she was like, "I wish you would have stuck with it." You know, and I was like, "Dang it."
I wonder what that's like.
Stabbed me in the heart.
To be like a French teacher in the greater Memphis area. Just knowing that most of your students are going to abandon this very quickly. Do you feel like you're wasting your life? I wonder.
No.
Did you ask that? Did you ask him that? When you
No,
bumped
she seemed pretty fulfilled.
She seems fulfilled.
Yeah,
Good.
and she was. I mean, I had my family and
Of course.
everything. Like
I
I've
bet it was
done
sweet.
okay.
Okay,
Like,
good. I just wonder, like, it's like you want so badly for these little kids to just be like, I guess, I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. But I would like to think you'd be like, and if I spend this much time with these young people, then they'll just be the rest of their lives just walking around speaking French. And in reality, they just grow beards.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that weighs on you a little bit. But
what are you going to do, you know?
What are you going to do?
That's
Maybe I'll pick it back up.
Maybe you'll pick it back up.
Yeah.
I mean, I doubt it.
We have 2 French players on our team right now.
Maybe.
What better time than now?
What better time than now?
Yeah.
I really do think that having a second language is awesome. And I hate that I didn't appreciate that when I was young, that I didn't attempt it. Like I took Spanish and I didn't take it seriously. I took it enough to get by, to like, I told you this story. The last 2 classes I ever took in college were Spanish 3 and Spanish 4. I took them without taking Spanish 1 and Spanish 2. I should not have done that, but I already had a job offer from the commercial appeal, and I took them at Southwest Tennessee, and I transferred them back to Memphis, and I told my professor at Southwest Tennessee, like, buddy, I'm gonna be here every day, and I'll try hard, but I already know I shouldn't be in this class because I don't know anything except for like cerveza, right? And so, but I'll try hard, and if effort counts, then I bet I'll pass. And I think I got a C and a C or a B and a C and got out of there. But I don't think I need it in my career now. I don't think. But like, I'm just telling you, as somebody who's like, there is real value to being somebody who can speak both English and Spanish in the construction world, in the contracting world. Like that person, you can't pay them enough.
Right.
So being bilingual is incredible. But the problem with that in our country is that for most of us, it's not important because the rest of the world caters to us.
Yeah.
Like it is not as important for a teenager in America to learn French or Spanish as it is for a teenager in France or Germany. Or honestly, Mexico.
Oh, they won't do that in France now. They ain't going to. You walk up to somebody speaking English in France, they're going to look at you like, what?
I will tell you that there is a anti-American thing that exists I now more than ever, but this was even before. Like I've felt that in different places, you get treated differently just based on you look American, you sound American. Germany, great. Like it couldn't be nicer. I think most places, Spain, amazing. We were in Spain, been to Spain a few times. Now it just sounds like you're telling obnoxious stories. But true story. I went and played golf in Spain, and they could not have been more welcoming. It's like they wanted me to be there and wanted me to leave there like they wanted me to go back to America and say, I had the best time at this golf course in Spain. The people were amazing. The food was great.
Good.
Everything was great. It's like they went out of their way. Hey, the Americans here. It was like that's what it felt like. And then 3 days later, I played golf in France, and I felt like they did not want me there. I felt unwanted.
Yeah.
Like I felt like, should I leave? It was something as simple as like, hey, where's the practice range? And they were like, I'm like if I were at my golf course and there was somebody clearly from another country and they were like, hey, where's the I would be as helpful as I could be. And nobody was helping me. Nobody. How about this? Go down to the practice range and I say, yeah, I guess I'm just, nobody comes up to me and says, hey, you need any help? Hey, what are you looking for? Anything. And I said, hey, I'm just like looking for a bucket of balls to warm up. They said, yeah. And I said, how much? And they were like, however much it costs. And I pulled out a card and they say, we don't take credit card. I said, oh, okay. It's cash only? They're like, yeah. I said, oh, okay. I don't have any cash. I guess I just won't warm up. So I go back up to the other clubhouse and I say, hey, is there any way to move the tee time up? I don't know how big. It doesn't look that busy. I just don't have any cash, so I can't get any balls to warm up because the guy said don't take cash. I mean, don't take credit card. And she said, well, we have an ATM right here. You could just get cash right here. I was like, that's interesting. He didn't mention that at all. They did not want me there. I felt that. So I think you're right. Anyway, good luck on learning to speak more French.
I'll try my best.
All right. Rough highlight last night. I think that's what we're trying to say.
Yeah, it was.
Rough highlight for our Frenchman, Ryan Rupert. All right. But on the other hand, what if that's the highlight that helps the Grizzlies get an AJ DeBonsa? Have you thought about that?
I mean, I have thought about that, of course.
What if that's the dunk that brings us a Cameron Boozer? Have you thought about that?
That sounds good too.
What about if we look back on this someday and laugh? I think often you look back on tough times and you laugh, as long as things get better. I guess sometimes you look back on tough times and you identify them as the beginning of the end. But often you look back on tough times and as long as they eventually get better, you can look back and laugh a little bit, right?
Yep.
So I think when we look back on these tough times and laugh a little bit, we'll be like, you remember that night Day'Ron Sharpe did that thing? And I'm going to say, Bennett, that was a rough highlight. But our boy's new favorite player is AJ DeBonsa. And that highlight played a role in it. We're going to respect Day'Ron Sharpe for delivering that highlight. We're going to respect the Nets for getting a win at home.
Yep.
We're going to understand that the Grizzlies were up against it because it's a March basketball game on the road. Those are tough. Those are very tough. Used to hear Josh Pastner talk about it all the time. It's how to go on the road in March. Go ask Chris Beer what it's like to go on the road in March.
Yeah.
Go ask Rick Barnes. What's it like to go on the road in March? It's tough.
Hostile.
Challenging. Everybody's fighting for their lives. It's March. My buddy John Rothstein built the whole phrase off of it. This is March.
This is March.
Grizzlies had to go on the road.
Yeah. And I had to do it again tonight.
Lighten up.
They got to do it again tonight.
Lighten up. Trying to set a strength of schedule record or something?
Well, and Philly lost a tough one last night. So they're going to be looking for payback on the poor Grizz.
All right. Well, then let's let them get it. Then. Come get your payback. Hey, come get your payback.
Although some people are suggesting maybe Philly wants to fall out of this thing entirely, but I couldn't begin to know.
Philly should just want to quit.
I mean,
they should be just as frustrated as us.
I mean, it could behoove them to try to get in the mix. Well, with what we're doing now.
They've had so many moments in that franchise where it's like, oh, man, is this it? Is this where it's about to happen?
Yeah.
Oh, look who looks healthy. It's about to happen. And they just never got there. They should hate themselves more than we hate ourselves, I think.
I
think if I were ranking who should hate themselves more, it's Philadelphia.
So, okay, if we're talking about the race to the bottom real quick.
Yeah.
Last night was pretty good. Like, we've still got 2 games versus the Bulls, 1 game versus the Bucks, and they're sitting at Bulls are 3 games ahead of us, Bucks are 2. Or Bucks are 3, Bulls are 2. So
let's go get them. Let's catch them.
Got Dallas on Thursday.
You want to catch them? Let's catch them.
Got Dallas on Thursday. That's our makeup game.
Let's catch them.
4 games in 5 nights for your boy.
You can't outrun us.
Man.
You can't outrun us. We ain't got no tall people.
We do not. We do not.
You ain't going to outrun us. You ain't got no tall people. Hey, nobody likes to get dunked on. I think that goes without saying. But if you got to get dunked on and increase your lottery odds.
We should have spammed that Javon Small dunk.
Wow.
It was really good.
All right.
I mean, he's a short point guard. Like, come on.
Come on, man.
Let's spam that. Let's put that out there.
All right. We got a place in carry out where we say, is there anything we missed? If you would like to celebrate the Javon Small dunk, that'd be an opportunity to do it.
Maybe I will.
Hey, when we come back, I'm going to tell you what I did last night.
Okay.
I slept in the pyramid.
How about that?
I had never been in the Bass Pro Pyramid.
I don't think I've ever done that.
I had never been in the Bass Pro Pyramid, period. I haven't been in the pyramid since a basketball game was played in the pyramid. That's the truth. But I spent last night at the Bass Pro Pyramid. I spent this morning at the Bass Pro Pyramid.
Nice.
We had a blast. at the Bass Pro Pyramid. I'm going to tell you the highlights. We'll do that next. Gary Parrish Show presented by Ortho South.
Orthopedic injuries can be unpredictable, unforeseen, and unscheduled, and Ortho South understands this better than anyone. Since your injuries don't make appointments, you don't need to either. That's because Ortho South welcomes walk-ins during the weekdays, in the evenings, and even on Saturdays. So next time an unforeseen injury makes an unscheduled appearance in your life, visit orthosouth.org to find your nearest urgent care location. Just walk in, and Ortho South will take care of everything, especially you. Learn more at orthosouth.org. That's orthosouth at orthosouth.org.
Simply amazing. Wells, a rhythm three. Yes, sir! That's an exclamation point on this game.
Grizz fans, defend your home court from pests with Terminix. Before cockroaches, spiders, and mice show up, Terminix it with our pest-free 365 Plus year-round protection plan. Visit Terminix.com today and enter code SAVE50 at checkout to save $50. Terms apply. Go Grizzlies!
Nate Bargatze.
Look, I say a lot of dumb stuff. I try to keep it in front of large groups. Seems to go better that way.
Big Dumb Eyes World Tour.
When you say something dumb one-on-one, it's a lot for that person. I'll say it, then I can just feel that they feel the weight of my life on their shoulders.
Tickets and info at NateBargatze.com. Don't miss the Big Dumb Eyes World Tour. Nate Bargatze.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing compares to catching your Grizzlies IRL. And that all starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can catch every highlight. Put that jersey collection to use for the next game and get Grizzlies tickets at Ticketmaster. Whether they're here at FedEx Forum or on the road, Ticketmaster's got your back when it comes to scoring tickets. And there's no better brag than saying you saw it live.
Can be unpredictable, unforeseen, and unscheduled. Ortho South understands this better than anyone. Since your injuries don't make appointments, you don't need to either. That's because Ortho South welcomes walk-ins during the weekdays, in the evenings, and even on Saturdays. So next time an unforeseen injury makes an unscheduled appearance in your life, visit orthosouth.org to find your nearest urgent care location. Just walk in and Ortho South will take care of everything, especially you. Learn more, orthosouth.org. That's orthosouth at orthosouth.org. Now, I got 5 more things you need to know.
Number 1.
I spent the night in the pyramid last night.
How was it, man?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Great.
The Bass Pro Pyramid, to be exact.
Big Cypress Lodge, to be exact, inside the Bass Pro Pyramid.
I've seen Big Cypress Lodge. I've never stayed there personally, but I've been in a room at Big Cypress Lodge before.
So you don't stay in a hotel room, you just go to visit it for a minute. That sounds like a drug problem.
No, it was not that at all.
That's a drug problem.
I literally peeked inside.
Hey, you want to run up to the room real quick?
Yeah.
Hey, you want to run up to the room real quick? That's a drug problem.
Okay.
When people are sitting around, they want to run up to the room real quick. Drug problem.
Okay. Well, we'll save that for story number 5.
I slept in the pyramid last night.
Okay.
I had a blast.
How was it?
It was great. That's me in the pyramid last night, just taking it in.
Yeah. There's the gators. Those are gators down
Look,
there, right?
It's closed. I'm the only one inside the pyramid. I got the whole pyramid to myself.
Pretty cool.
All right. So let me tell you how this happened. And then let me just walk you through it. Because we had a blast. And we should celebrate the pyramid. I apologize if I hadn't done it enough. I've sort of always looked at it with a side eye a little bit. Like, that's where Mike Tyson and Lennox Lewis fought. That's where Penny played.
Yep.
Pau Gasol dunked in that place.
Yes. Michael Jordan played there.
Should we really be selling crossbows in the same place where Michael Jordan played? I've sort of always thought of it in that way. That's on me.
Yeah.
That's my mistake.
Because the answer is yes.
The answer is yes.
Yes.
The answer is so clearly yes once you experience it. Perhaps the answer on a surface level is I don't know. But once you're in it,
you're in it.
The answer is yes.
Yep.
Let me tell you how this happened.
Okay.
So it's spring break for my little guys.
Yep.
And
you guys doing a little staycation? Is that what you're telling me?
Well, we're not the best decision-making family in the world. We're good at talking about things we might do. And then you look up and, oh, man, if you were going to do that, you should have decided it a week ago.
Yep.
That's the story of our lives. And this is similar. At one point, I think Kelly and the boys were going to do everything between go to Hawaii without me or come to New York to see me or do nothing. Everything was on the table. And then nobody made a decision because I'm busy and she's busy and the world's moving fast. Oh, we can't wait till the season's over just so we can breathe a little bit. And so we had sort of settled into probably going to do nothing. You just go work, focus on that. We'll focus on trying to keep our head above water down here. We'll see you at the Final Four. All right. At some point, my little guy comes to me over the past week and he says, Dad, have you ever been to Cozy Corner? I said, of course I've been to Cozy Corner. What you talking about? He said, I want to go to Cozy Corner. Could I go to Cozy Corner? I said, of course you could go to Cozy Corner. I said, but why do you want to go to Cozy Corner? Do you know why he wants to go to Cozy Corner?
Word of mouth.
I Show Speed, the streamer, came to Memphis. You might remember he came to FedEx Forum.
And he went to Cozy.
Went to Cozy Corner.
Sure, I remember it well. I remember him handing him the to-go box in his car.
So, your kids live on the internet these days. And so he saw one of his favorite streamers at Cozy Corner, and he's like, now I want to go to Cozy Corner. And I bet the people at Cozy Corner have heard that story 100 times.
Oh, yeah.
Since that happened. Random people just coming in because of that YouTube video.
I Show Speed said Memphis is way more lit than Nashville. That's
what he said.
It's only the biggest streamer in the world. Just throwing that out there.
Argue with him. Okay. So he says, can I go to Cozy Corner? I said, of course, I'd love to take you to Cozy Corner. I said, here's the deal. I think Cozy Corner is closed on Mondays, because it is. And it's closed on Sundays and Mondays, I believe. By the time this came up, it was like Friday or Saturday. And I was like, closed on Sunday, closed on Monday. I said, how about this? On Tuesday, you're out of school, get up, go to the studio with me. I'll go in there, talk about Nancy Guthrie for a little while. You play on your iPad. And then when we're done, we'll go Cozy Corner for lunch. He said, okay. That was the plan. At some point, my middle guy, he got invited to go to the lake by one of his little buddies' families for spring break. So they left on Sunday. And at that point, Lou's like, well, why doesn't he get to go to the lake? Little feelings are hurt. I'll never get to do nothing. And I was like, well, buddy, you might come to New York and then it's like, well, Oliver's coming back on Wednesday. I don't even go to New York till Wednesday. Then we got baseball practice, basketball practice. It's just probably not going to work. So then we had to shut that down. So then it's like, I don't get to go to the lake, and I don't get to go to New York. I don't get to do nothing, which is obviously not true. He's already done more things by the age of 9 than I did by the age of 19. He gets to do plenty. My kids are privileged, as they say. But he was in his feelings. I don't get to do nothing. And I said, I think it was actually my wife's idea. She was like, hey, why don't we just make a deal at it? We're going to go to Cozy Corner. And he's like, yeah, but we get to eat. I was like, and it was like, hey, why don't we go stay at the Pyramid and just make a day up? Just turn it into a thing and go bowling and the whole deal. And I said, all right, that sounds fun. And it was a time of the night where I was probably more agreeable than I might otherwise be.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, let's do it. So we booked a room at the Big Cypress Lodge inside the Pyramid. Check in Monday, check out Tuesday. We're doing Monday night at the Pyramid. So when I left here yesterday, I had to pop into James Davis, pick up a new coat, suit,
Yep.
It's that time of the year.
Yeah, you gotta look nice.
And then I had to fight with Tesla for a little bit more. I'm in my ongoing war with Tesla Germantown Parkway. It's day 11 of my ongoing war with them. I'll tell you about that someday.
Okay.
And then I settled in. We went to Big Cypress Lodge and checked in, went shopping, got me a hat.
Yeah.
You can get you a nice little Bass Pro hat for $5.99.
That's the thing about that place is you think
there's nothing in there for me.
What? Yeah. What? Why?
But then they have Bass Pro hats for $5.99, and you realize, oh, there's something here for me.
They have. There's something for everybody.
There's something for everybody.
Yes.
All right. Went shopping for a minute. Then we went bowling.
It's a cool bowling alley.
They're playing Wilco and Todd Snyder. They got Wahlburgers in there.
Yep.
They got a whole bar in there. They'll bring you a Moscow Mule.
Yeah.
They'll bring you Tito's, whatever you want. All right? So you're bowling. They'll put the bumpers up for you if you need them. They'll take them bumpers down if you don't. Did I beat my family every time with the bumpers up? No, because the bumpers give everybody a chance.
Yeah.
But you take them bumpers down, who was triumphant then? GP. Triumphant in bowling once the bumpers are down. Had some nice little snacks there. And then, true story. This is crazy. When we checked into the room, and we took our little dog, Luca, I should point that out, because dogs are allowed.
That's pretty cool.
It was the coolest. We took our dog to the pyramid. It was the best. He had a blast. Walking out of the bowling alley, and when we had checked into our room, there's like this big thing up there in the hotel, and it says like the history of the pyramid. And it's got like the first basketball game ever played here. And then it's got, look, there's Jerry Garcia here. And look, there's Mike Tyson and Lennox Lewis here. And did you know Michael Jackson was here one time or something? Whatever. And my little guy recognizes the picture. There's Mike Tyson and Lennox Lewis. And he says, oh, is that Mike Tyson? I said, yeah, that's Mike Tyson. And Kelly goes, oh, I remember that night. She was working at the Gibson Lounge. She was the hostess at the Gibson Lounge, and I was covering the fight. She's like, I remember that night. Your dad covered the fight, and we're talking about that. And then we go bowling, and we walk out of the bowling alley, and standing right there in front of me is Brian Young, the man who put on the Lennox Lewis-Mike Tyson fight.
How about that?
I'm like, well, there's Brian Young. Weird story, I admit, but like this is just a real thing that happened. Several weeks ago, I leave the golf course. And is it Tzatziki's? Is that the way you would say that?
I believe that's correct.
Tzatziki's. Like the Greek place.
Yes.
It's like
Mediterranean,
like almost like fast food Mediterranean.
Yep.
Whatever. You walk in, they give you a bunch of chicken, some rice, and some spices.
Oh, yeah.
And stuff.
It's great.
Anyway, my wife loves that place. And so some men, they have to fight with their wives about playing golf. And I know that if I just go to Tzatziki's afterwards, I'm good. Walk in with Tzatziki's. Nobody cares what I've been doing.
Right.
So I walk into Tzatziki's, and as I'm walking in, the phone rings, and I got to take this phone call. And I swear to God, I see Brian Young at Tzatziki's. But I'm on the phone, and I can't get off the phone. By the time I get off the phone, he's gone. And I don't even know if he saw me. But I'm like, it's in my head the whole time. Like, I hope he didn't think I was being a jerk. I hope he doesn't think, and I didn't take enough time to like text or anything. But in my head, it's like, man, I hope he didn't think I was ignoring him or didn't recognize him or something like that. So then I walk out of the bowling alley last night, and I'm like, well, I gotta go say something now. And it's not natural for me to just walk up to people and say, hey, look at us. We're both here. How you been? It's not natural for me. That doesn't come easy for me. But I felt like I had to do it because if he saw me the last time and then he sees me this time, and both times I just walked right past him, I felt like that's going to be bad. So I walk right up to him, and I'm like, Brian Young. And we sit there and had the best time talking for 15 minutes or so. Got to reintroduce him to Kelly, introducing my little guy. And I got to say, Lou, I said, remember when we were upstairs and you saw that picture of the boxers? Who'd you see? He's like, Mike Tyson. I said, yeah. And Lennox Lewis? He said, yeah. I said, that fight happened right here in this building. I said, you know that, right? He said, yeah. And I said, do you know that the man who made that fight happen, like it doesn't happen without this one person? You know who that is? And he said, who? I said, it's this man right here, Brian Young. I said, you shake his hand. You tell him thank you for bringing us to your hometown. I know you weren't here yet, but like one of the biggest sporting event, probably the biggest sporting event ever happened in the city.
Yeah. It
happened because of this man, and it happened right here. And now we're standing with this man right here in the pyramid. What are the odds? First off, what are the odds of just bumping into Brian Young twice?
What was he doing?
Inside of a month. Like, I don't bump into anybody. I'm never anywhere except the airport. I'll see you at the airport or at my house or baseball practice. That's it. And then now everywhere I go, bump into Brian Young.
Cool.
Just awesome to see him last night. So then we went up to the Lookout restaurant.
Yeah. The
observation
big tower, the observation deck.
Went up to the top of the pyramid. That's the tallest freestanding elevator in the world, I think is what they say.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take their word for it. We rode up that thing, sat down for dinner, and that observation deck's nice.
It's cool, yeah.
You been up there?
I have not.
Bennett.
I have not gone to the top of the observation deck.
A man with a beard like that should be at the top of that observation deck.
I know.
All right. And then we sit down for dinner, and you know what? We might have just caught him on a bad night. You know, sometimes you just catch somebody on a bad night.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Like sometimes thinking about this. Sometimes, let's say somebody just popped into the Gary Parrish show. They don't listen to the Gary Parrish show. Been going on for a long time. They don't listen to it, but they just popped in one day, and they're like, "All right, I wonder what this is about. Let's check this out." And then it's just me sitting here talking about your beard for 7 minutes. They'd be like, "Well, this is kind of weird. I don't know. I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't that exactly." That would hurt my feelings because I'd be like, "Well, that's not. Maybe that is an accurate reflection of what we do." But I was like, "You got to give me another chance." You know, that was just one day, and I felt like maybe I just caught him on a bad night. You know, but I tell you one thing. There was a hostess / greeter. Her name's Taylor, and she was excellent. If I owned a restaurant in the Memphis area, and I needed somebody who talks to people, who asks people questions, just walks around and like sees how the room's doing and all that stuff, this is the woman I'd be trying to hire. My wife's very good at talking to strangers. I never seen anybody so gifted at talking to strangers as my wife is. She's very good at it. I'm less good at it. This girl Taylor, this woman Taylor, she seemed to be great at it. My wife picked up on it as well. She was like, that's an A+ person here at this restaurant. So, you know, the meal was what it was. And I think they were busy. It felt like they were like a little overwhelmed, but I probably just caught them on a bad night. But Taylor was excellent, and we had a beautiful experience. It was a fun night.
Nice.
Then we settled into the room. The room's great. I'm used to staying in New York all the time. And in New York, like, the rooms are just small. Even, like, the big rooms are small. And then you remember what it's like just being a normal hotel room. Like, I remember this when I went to Atlanta for the CBS Sports Classic. I just checked into, like, a normal hotel. And it was like, wow, you can, like, walk or you can, like, do a flip in here if you wanted to. New York hotel rooms, for the most part, they're too small. Hey, this is not a problem at Big Cypress Lounge. Big Cypress Lodge. Big bathtub. Big shower. Big balcony. Like I sat out on the balcony last night, watched Santa Clara and St. Mary's on an iPad, updating the top 25 and 1, while overlooking the pyramid. And I had this moment where I was like, Kenyon Martin broke his leg down there 26 years ago today. 26 years ago today, Kenyon Martin broke his leg right there. Right there. I can see it. Right there where that four-wheeler is. I can see where Kenyon Martin's leg was snapped. Probably robbed Bob Huggins of a national championship.
That's what they say.
That's
what he says.
I asked Hugs one time. I said, Hugs, do you ever wonder what would have happened if Kenyon Martin didn't break his leg in the Conference USA tournament? Right there where that ski boat is. And he said, no. I said, really? I said, that's wild because I wonder about that sometimes. Why do you not wonder about that sometimes? He said, I don't have to wonder. I said, He said, I know what would have happened if he didn't break his leg. I said, what? He said, we would have won the national championship. We were not losing with him, period. And I also believe that. Do you know who won the national championship instead? Michigan State, Tom Izzo.
Yeah, I was going to guess something along those lines.
It's his one national championship.
Yeah.
Like, legacies change forever, perhaps, if Kenyon Martin doesn't break his leg right down there near where those pellet guns are now being sold.
Right.
Izzo could still be looking for his first national championship. All those Final Fours, 0 national championships. Hugs could have won. That's the way it goes.
Yep.
So I had that moment as I was sitting there. 26 years to the day. Kenyon Martin, right down there by where those Bass Pro T-shirts are. And then I realized my little Luca, he needs to go outside. Now, at home, we have doggy doors. We don't have to take our dog outside. He does that on his own. But can't do that at the Big Cypress Lodge. So I had to put the little leash on him. It's around midnight. I got the whole pyramid to myself. And I just realized I'm walking through the pyramid with my dog at midnight on a Monday. And it was just like, this is wild. Imagine somebody telling you that. Imagine somebody telling you that when it's 1993. You're watching Guns N' Roses inside the pyramid. Not long after watching the Memphis State Tigers beat DePaul or something. And somebody says, GP, one day you're going to be back in this building. Bald. Walking your dog. Before you go to bed. Inside the pyramid.
Sounds like a full circle moment.
That's a wild thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, then I got up this morning and I Ubered to work, left my family with the car, a broken Tesla. I'm in a real war with Tesla Germantown Parkway. You don't even know. I'm going to tell you one day.
Okay.
I'm gonna let the chat lead the way on this one. Because sometimes with these stories, there's a fine line. It's a real fine line between that's a funny story and, hey, nobody cares if you're in a war with the customer service department.
Yeah, right.
At Tesla Germantown Park. There's a fine line between
We're all fighting those wars.
There's a fine line between that's a funny story and, yeah, who cares?
Mm.
And I'm still not sure exactly where that line is. I'll let the chat tell me.
Okay.
I'll let the chat lead the way on that. If one day you guys go, GP, tell us how Tesla broke your car and did nothing to try to fix it or resolve it. Tell me, hey, GP, tell me how Tesla on Germantown Parkway has wasted so much of your time by making mistakes and then not fixing them. If you ever want to hear that story, I'll tell it. Not now, though. And if we think it's just one of those things where, hey, I know you're going through it, but we don't care, then I understand that as well. So I left my family with my broken Tesla. The worst. These people are the worst. I mean, incompetent, unwilling to take responsibility.
It sounds like you're going to tell me now.
And unwilling to help. Three things that I despise. The worst. So I left my family with a broken car, a broken Tesla. I want to be clear. It was working fine when we dropped it off at Tesla Germantown Parkway. Picked it up, broken. Self-driving no longer works. By the way, got lost 2 times yesterday on the way to the Bass Pro Pyramid, making wrong turns. My 9-year-old looked at me and said, Dad, are you drunk? I said, of course not, son. Give it time. You know what the answer was? I'm not used to driving anymore. I don't know how to do it. I've not been driving for a while. So it's like, I don't know where to turn. I don't know where to go. I don't pay attention when I'm in my car anymore. I just hit a button and I just sit there and like listen to Baby Keem.
That's crazy.
They've now taken my self-driving away. Not intentionally, I know, but they sure as hell haven't done much to try to fix it. And now I'm driving. I'm just driving. On the way to the Bass Pro Pyramid yesterday, we ended up in Arkansas. That's the truth. Because I didn't know where to go. Because I'm not used to paying attention while I drive anymore. Anyway, my family's still at the Bass Pro Pyramid with a broken car. We'll see how that goes for them. I got up and Ubered here. And then they're going to come pick me up. And we're going to take our broken car to Cozy Corner.
Nice.
And complete this day.
Sounds like a great Memphis 24 hours.
Now, let me say this and then we'll move on. Because late last night after we were shutting it down a little bit, she said, if you talk about this tomorrow, what will you say? I'll say, we had a good time. And I said, but would we ever do it again? And I don't know. I think they're missing one more thing for people like me to go back. In other words, it is true that you can walk around the floor and find you a hat. And, that's a cute T-shirt. And, man, they got some mint fudge that's pretty good. But largely, there's nothing there for me. All right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to be walking around like.
I mean, you can get a rifle.
I know, but I don't.
Or a fishing pole.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, sure, you could.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't own either one of those things.
Or a boat.
Well, I swear to God, we were walking around, and I was like, Lou, I said, what do you think? What do you see? You see anything? He's like, yeah. I said, you want to get something? He's like, yeah, I think so. I said, cool. What are you thinking about? Swear to God, you know what he said? I was thinking about a 4-wheeler.
Yeah.
I said, Lou, we're not walking out of here with a 4-wheeler. Okay. I was thinking
You're driving out with it.
I was thinking about some Rocky Road fudge. What I was more thinking like you want to get a T-shirt and a hat and some fudge. He wanted a 4-wheeler. So there's nothing there for me outside of this hat and fudge.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'll go back to get another hat and fudge.
Yeah.
Here's what I thought. Because we got there and we looked around, and that was fun, just to look around. That's fun. And then we went to the bowling alley, and that was great. We bowled. We got fried pickles and wings and got some drinks. And there was one fella sitting in the bar. I wanted to talk to him, but I didn't have time. But it's like a real bar. Like there's a bar in there with a bartender.
I've been in it.
Like in the back of the Bass Pro Pyramid.
Yep.
And there's a fella just sitting down there by himself. And I just wonder, how you get to a point where you're just sitting at the Bass Pro Pyramid by yourself in the middle of a Monday?
For the scenes.
For the scenes.
Yeah.
Probably.
Good scenery. Yeah.
I don't know. I just wonder what was up with him. I just wanted to be like, so what's going on with you? What are you up to? How'd you end up right here? What led you to this place? I bet it was a good story. No matter what it was, I bet it was a good story. Interesting, at least. Anyway, bowling was great. And then the observation deck was great. And Taylor was amazing at the restaurant. And we enjoyed our experience there. But then it was like, if we were to wake up today and say, what are we going to do today at the Bass Pro Pyramid? We wouldn't know what to do. We would have been out of things to do for me. And that's where I was like, they need one more thing for people who don't care about four-wheelers to be able to do.
I agree with that.
Like if there was a movie theater in there last night.
Yeah.
Like we would have been.
You're not the first person to say that.
Like if it's small, it would have to be small because you're really only dealing with clientele in the hotel. But like if there would have been like, and now we can go see a movie at 9:30 at night. We might have done that. If there was like a Dave and Buster's type thing, that type of arcade, where it was like, hey boys, look, dinner, it's late, everybody's tired. But when we wake up tomorrow, we're going to get breakfast, and then we're going to go to the arcade and hang out for a few hours.
Yeah.
That kind of thing would work. Like if I didn't have a show today, and we woke up and it was like, what do we want to do here at Big Cypress Lodge / Bass Pro Pyramid today? What are we going to do now? I think we're out of things. So I think you need one more, like, if you don't care about, hunting boots, you can still have one more thing to do here. I think we need one more of those things there. But if they get that, we'll go back.
You know what they should do? A zip line off the observation deck.
Fine with me. Whatever.
Zip line the pyramid.
I'll zip line the pyramid.
Yeah.
Hey, 2 thumbs up. Wonderful experience. I'm glad we did it. And now I will never, ever, 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 ever have to say, I've never actually been there. I can now say, not only have I been there,
Good.
I've slept there. Not only have I slept there, I slept there on the 26th anniversary of Kenyon Martin's broken leg. Fun night.
Good.
Yeah, we had a good time.
Number 2.
Oh, USF, your American Athletic Conference champions. Their coach, you know him. His name is Brian Hodgson.
Yep.
And he sounds like he's going to get Power 4, Power 5 offers just as soon as
he's gone.
I don't know that he's gone, but it sounds like he's going to have offers. Anyway, he was on with our friends from the Field of 68, and they were talking about, the tampering and transfer portal and how all of that stuff goes on now. Like there are players on NCAA tournament teams right now whose DMs are filled up with agents and they say, hey, would you be interested in this? Would you like to come here? And Brian was asked to address that. And here's Kyra showing what he said.
And I'll say that about this. We do a good job with our guys, and I've got a very close relationship with them. So any of these clowns out here that think they're gonna reach out to my guys before the season ends and start sending the DMs and having the third party, I will find you. I'm not like the rest of these college basketball coaches. We will have a face-to-face conversation. I can promise you that.
We're clipping.
Hold on, Goodman.
Wait, we're clipping this. We're going to put this out there for everybody to see.
No, I want it out there because there's some real clowns out there, and it may work with other people. It doesn't work with me. We're all going to be in Indianapolis. I will find you, and we should I repeat? What's the movie with Liam Neeson? Taken. I've got a particular set of skills that make me a nightmare for people.
Hodgson, hold on, man.
He's like that, I guess.
He does seem. I mean,
he's a big guy.
He could definitely beat someone's ass.
He could beat somebody up.
Yeah, I can just tell.
If I were going to tamper with a player, I'd pick like Eric Musselman's players.
I don't know, man.
No, Muss is a fighter, man.
I was going to say.
I take that back.
Yeah.
I take that back.
I don't know if I'd mess with him either.
Yeah, I think whose players could we tamper with?
No, I mean, Hodgson looks like he looks like the Mountain, like from Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
he's a big guy.
He's a big guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dan Wolken made this point, and it's sort of what Brian was alluding to, and it's 100% true. You can kind of, I'll just see from my perspective, cover college football and be out there like all hot takey. Like Dabo Swinney's a clown and Lane Kiffin's a hoe. And you can kind of like not see them dudes that much. Or
big field.
Or like not even big field, but just like college football writers have always been struck by this, like at Peach Jam. The day will be like there's this small place, Augusta, Georgia, North Augusta, South Carolina. There's one gym where all these games are happening, and every coach in America is there. And then at night, they're almost all staying at the same hotel. And in this hotel restaurant, you walk in every night, and it's like, all right, this is our table over here. This is me and Norlander and whomever. Probably a few agent, coach, whatever. But then here's here's Mike Krzyzewski and Jim Boeheim. They got this table. Here's John Calipari and Rick Barnes. They've got this table. Here's Chris Beard and Josh Pastner. They've got this. It's just, and they're like, God, every coach in America just right here. We've talked to all of them in the last 20 minutes, just bouncing around table to table. And they're like, in football, you just don't get this. You're never in the room like this with all these people.
Right. There's not like some big party at the national championship game.
You don't.
Yeah.
And so Wolken's point was, in football, you don't see you're not face to face. In basketball, I know if I say something about Dan Hurley, he might just pick up the phone and call or have his SAD call. Like, I'm going to have to address that. But more to that, I'm going to see him at the Final Four. I'm going to see him at some party at the Final Four. I'm going to see him at Peach Jam. I'm going to see him, I'm going to be seated at a table at a restaurant right next to him.
Yeah.
So Brian's point is, like, hey, coaches, if you're out there tampering with my guys, getting into their DMs, just know that I know we'll bump into each other somewhere. All right? It'll be on the recruiting trail. It'll be at a high school. It'll be at the NBA pre-draft combine. But we're going to be around each other, and I'm going to look you in the eyes, and you're going to have to explain to me why you were doing things you know you're not supposed to be doing. So before you do it with my players, know that I'm going to make you talk about it, and probably be looking down at you while we're talking. And so, I don't know. That would make me think twice about tampering with his players. I don't want Brian looking at me like that.
I mean, he ain't tampering with anybody else's players.
Of course he is, but
okay.
But ain't nobody gonna beat him up. He seemed to suggest, will I tamper with your players? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know.
Let me go check out their roster, see how many transfers are on it.
But what are you gonna do about it? On the other hand, if you tamper with my players, I'm telling you what I'm gonna do about it. I'm a large man, and I'm really like that. Be careful.
I mean, we have dabbled in bringing American players to the premier program of the American.
If I'm at the
Memphis
Final Four and I
Tigers.
see Brian Hodgson address Penny Hardaway over tampering allegations,
Not so much this year, though.
I'm going to have to step in.
It really wasn't I don't think we have any American transfers this year. Oh no, we do. I think was Quante at Wichita State? Was it Quante or somebody was at Wichita State? So maybe we have for one
Just
player.
be careful. That's all I'm saying. Be careful. He seems to be really like that. He seems to be like that.
Come on.
Okay, Bennett. Okay. Hey, let's get to NFL free agency.
Get who we want.
Okay.
Number 3.
Hey, NFL free agency is underway. What are the highlights? I heard Travis Kelce's going to play some more.
He is, for his 14th season, going to return to the Chiefs. The Titans pretty much killed it. That's really the biggest story of free agency. They signed a brand new defense, basically, and are going to have a great defense, and that's about all you need to know.
That's it?
No. I'm looking like at all the grades now on some of the guys that we signed, and like the Cordell Flott, like they gave that a C- on ESPN.com on their NFL coverage. I think Robert Saleh knows who he wants.
You're disrespectful. You think that grade is disrespectful?
I just think he went and got his guys. That's all I'll say.
Okay.
No, they went and got Jonathan Franklin Myers from Denver to put next to Big Jeff, and like I really do believe that the Titans defense is going to be way better this season. First and foremost, just because of the coach, but I think they like are going and getting the personnel to make it better. So I'm excited about that. But like the big highlights, I think like obviously Kenneth Walker III going to the Chiefs. We talked about that at the end of the show yesterday. That's big because he's like the reason that the Seahawks won a Super Bowl. He's going to the Chiefs. Travis Kelce re-signs with them. Mike Evans is going to the 49ers. So like a guy that everybody thought was going to end his career as nothing but a Tampa Bay Buccaneer. He's probably going to finish his career in San Francisco. And he's had hamstring issues over the past couple years. And everyone that plays for that offense gets hurt. So not ideal.
Bill Barnwell over at ESPN put together a list of winners and losers.
Yeah. Did he have them as winners?
I don't know. But first winner he had was Tua Tagovailoa. Winner. By getting
to the Falcons?
By getting released and going to the Falcons.
And then the Dolphins signed Malik Willis, which is... I do not understand Malik Willis being your starting quarterback. He was... Obviously, he was a young player when he was with the Titans, but he could not play. He could not play football.
It's got to be a classic case of behind the scenes, he has developed in a way.
That's right.
That somebody sees something, and he must just be an awesome guy.
Oh, he is an awesome guy.
That's got to be part of this.
He is an awesome guy.
That's got to be part of this.
No doubt about that. Everybody says he's an awesome guy. But, starting quarterback, I don't know. If I was a Dolphins fan, I would probably not be feeling great today. Yeah, I wouldn't be feeling great about that.
All right. Well, let's just wish everybody luck.
I do wish everybody luck. Michael Pittman Jr. went to the Steelers, so they went and got a receiver. Tyler Lindenbaum signs with the Raiders. That was obviously Lamar Jackson's center for years, so that's a big loss for the Ravens, who went and got Max Crosby a couple days ago. Titans signed a receiver, Wayndale Robinson from the Giants, so Brian Dable gets his guy to go with Cam Ward. So I'm excited about that. Those are kind of the big ones.
Hey, I wish everybody luck.
Okay,
good luck to everybody.
Yeah, good luck to everybody. Right. But I would say Titans grade A++.
Number 4.
Steve Kerr, head coach, Golden State Warriors, latest in a long line of NBA people to reemphasize the schedule that the NBA uses no longer works based on the way the game is being played, and it needs to be adjusted. And by adjusted, it means to be lessened. Here's what Steve Kerr said on that subject. Listen up.
I know this will not be a popular opinion in the league office, but I will continue to say it because it's obvious we need to play fewer games. We need to take 10 games off the schedule. I think it would be great for the league. And I get it. It's revenue, and you'd have to get everybody to agree to take a little less money, and that's a really hard thing to do. But what I know about the league, about coaching, about how hard it is to play the modern game with the pace and the space, I think it would be a more competitive and healthier league if we played fewer games.
That's not a unique opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And at some point, and I've sort of come around on this, maybe over the past few years, because I can remember thinking things, whether I said them or not, like, if Michael Jordan could play every game and play all these minutes, why can't, anybody else do the same? Why are we load managing in a way that, that's not a term that I grew up with.
Mm-hmm.
That's a new term. I've sort of moved away from that to acknowledging that there is something to the reality that basketball is dramatically different than it used to be. And comparing minutes played and games played from a different era to this era is such an apples and oranges conversation. Because 30 years ago, the game was played in a smaller space, court same size, but the space in which the game was played, more compacted. Less movement, less running, more standing around, fewer possessions. The pace at which you're getting up and down the court is just different, faster. And so it is true, and this is what Steve Kerr would tell you, that basketball players are only being asked to play 82 games the same way they've been being asked to play 82 games forever. It's just the same number of games. What's the problem? The problem is that the game's different. It's not the same game. In 1986, go turn it on YouTube. It's a lot of walking it up the court. It's a lot of standing around. It's just a slower game with less movement, with more space. In 1986, you're playing in a compacted area. Now, because of the way everybody can shoot it, and you've got to guard Steph Curry out to here and guard Damian Lillard out to here, now everybody's playing in more space, moving more, moving up and down faster. However many miles you used to move in a game, your average point guard would move in a game in 1986, it's way different now. Like just in basic, it's not a 82 game to 82 game argument. How many miles do you move in this game compared to a player who played the exact same position, moved in a game in 1986? I don't have the numbers in front of me, but it's like dramatically more miles. So you're playing the same number of games, but the miles you're putting on your body are different. And you're pushing your body harder than it's ever been pushed. And now you got another game tomorrow. And the bodies are not reacting well to this. Like there's just no getting around it anymore. Some are better than others. But broadly speaking, it's a real problem for the NBA that has to get addressed. You can't just keep hoping players stay healthy. That's what we've been doing for what a run of bad luck. Some franchises are healthier than others. Some players can manage it better than others. But broadly speaking, it's a league problem that the players aren't healthy enough to play consistently. That's a problem within the league. And you can keep hoping that it won't be a problem, but my experience with problems is that unless you address them, they remain problems. And that's in any aspect of life. So if you wake up every morning and it's time to get out the door to get your kids to school on time, guys, everybody knows we got to be out the door by 7:30. 7:33, we got problems. Out the door 7:30. If every morning, at 7:28, somebody is like, I can't find my backpack. Tomorrow morning, 7:27, where's my backpack? Did I leave it in what car? Where is it? If you know that's a thing every morning, do you know how ridiculous, I'm speaking from experience here, it is to just keep hoping that it won't be a thing tomorrow? Oh, I bet tomorrow they'll know exactly where their backpacks are. And the next day, and for every day going forward. More likely, the shit that's been happening going to keep happening. So you have to address it. So you do something like, hey guys, last thing before we get ready for bed, let's take our backpacks, hang them up by the door. That way when it's time to go, just grab it and get in the car, all right? We identified a problem. Now we solved it. We didn't just sit around hoping it'll be better tomorrow. You got to do something. It's not going to be better tomorrow. It's the same thing over and over again. Same thing here. They're going to have to address it. And the obvious way to address it is to cut some games and put more space in between them. And like Steve Kerr said, you're going to have to probably then, basketball revenue goes down. Players make less. Owners make less. But you have a better basketball product that's better for the fans. Because right now, too many fans, and I think there's going to be pushback on this at some point. Too many fans are buying 41-game season ticket packages for the regular season, and their favorite players don't play that often or don't play often enough. And at some point, somebody's going to say, why am I paying for an entire season ticket package when I could just wait and see when my favorite players are playing and go to those games because I know they ain't going to be playing in all of these because that's the way the NBA works. At some point, you've got to address that, and the way to address it is to cut games.
I think that I'd be shocked if that's their first solution is trying to cut games because obviously, like you said, like revenue loss. I do wonder. I've always said you've got to figure out a way to eliminate the back-to-backs. Like back-to-backs have got to go away, in my opinion. Like the Grizzlies are playing. A bunch of guys sat last night because it was the first night of a back-to-back, right? Like you've got to find a way to eliminate the back-to-backs so every individual game becomes a big standalone event. Like if you're playing back-to-back home games here at FedEx Forum, the likelihood that, everyone that was at the first game is going to try to go to the second game is very unlikely besides season ticket holders, right? But if you have them spread out, a couple days apart, maybe you do get people that try to go to both of them, right? And so could you shorten the preseason by a week, because the preseason doesn't matter, and extend the season by 2 weeks or something like that to try to eliminate the number of back-to-backs? I think that would be the first step. Or say after December, we play no back-to-backs at all. Nobody plays back-to-backs post-December. Like, I think that is something that the league could actually do and do quickly, as opposed to eliminating games.
I'm sure there are smarter people than I who have come up with a million different options of ways to address this. I think Steve Kerr's point, and I would co-sign it, is that it just needs to be addressed. Mm-hmm. We can't keep doing this the way we're doing it and assuming next season will be different. Part of the narrative of this NBA season is that too many really talented players don't play enough. There's really two narratives connected to the league right now. One is there's too much tanking, and the other is the players don't play enough. Mm-hmm. You can't just keep hoping next year will be different. It won't be.
Right.
So let's do something about it. And if it means somebody has to take less money, like, that's a hard thing to get people to agree to, like Steve acknowledged. But if we're being candid, why does Steph Curry need to make $60 million to play 82 regular season games? Like, I ain't trying to get in anybody's pocket, but would everybody benefit more from this? Hey, guys, instead of 82, we're going to play 72. We're going to play them over the same amount of time, but we will space these games out. Maybe we're done with back-to-backs. Maybe they're just lessened, but here's the deal. Everybody's always hurt. We've got to do something. All our research says shorten the schedule in terms of games, keep it the same number of weeks, put more space in between games. Everybody says that's the solution. That's what we're going to do. Now, here's the truth. If we got 10 fewer games, that's 5 fewer home games for everybody. That's, in some cases, 18,000 season tickets that aren't getting sold for those games. Concessions, parking, local media rights, all this stuff. Like, money's getting taken off the table. So the players, you're going to have to take money off you're not going to be making as much as you've been making because you're not working as much as you've been working. So Steph, and I'm just making up numbers here, I know right now you make $60 million a year as the highest paid player in the NBA. But going forward over a 72-game schedule, the highest player in the NBA is going to have to make $53 million instead of $60. Okay. Like, wouldn't everything be better just with that?
Yeah, you're just not going to get the players. Nobody's going to agree to that, I don't think. I just don't think the players are going to agree to it.
Well, then you got to tell the players, then what do you want? Because you're the guys, you're the ones bitching about we play too much.
Right.
All right, so what do you want? I'm saying if you want to make this money, then we got to play 82 games.
Yep.
All right? If you don't like playing 82 games, well, then you can't make this much money. I mean, just think of it in a normal job.
Sure.
Hey, you're asking me to work 50 hours a week, and you're paying me this much money. I don't want to work 50 hours a week.
Right.
Okay, you want to work 40? Yeah, I want to work 40. Okay, well, now I'm going to pay you this. Hold up. I like what I'm making for the 50 games or 50 hours. I like that salary. Well, yeah, but you said you don't want to work 50 anymore. You only want to work 40. Yeah, but I want to be paid. Well, that's not the way the world works.
Right.
All right. If you want to, we'll pay you this if you play 82. But you're telling us you don't want to play 82. Well, then you got to take less money. Like, that's how it works, right? Mm. So, yeah, difficult conversations. But unless they address it, we'll just keep doing this every year because it ain't gonna fix itself.
Yep.
Number 4.
Oh, wait, sorry.
Number 5.
Let's get to this story.
Okay, Dwight Howard has reportedly filed for divorce.
Okay.
It comes just a few days after his wife jumped on social media and alleged that he has a drug problem, seemed to connect it to cocaine. And to prove this point, she held up what appeared to be the largest bag of cocaine or anything I've ever seen. Like, if you go to Kroger and you grab a bag of chicken breast, it is comparable to this bag of cocaine. Like, if my family said, Dad, can we have chicken breast tonight? And
I'm
I said,
looking at it right now.
And I said, yeah, let me go Kroger. I'm going to get us a bag of chicken breast. That's roughly the size of this bag of cocaine this woman pulled out, allegedly. Anyway.
I mean, that looks like a bag of all-purpose flour.
Bennett, I ain't trying to put you in a bad spot. But you strike me as a man who's probably seen a bag of cocaine before.
I mean,
you end up
illegal, so like I can't.
You end up in some weird rooms sometimes, People pull things out.
I would
sometimes.
never put myself in a situation.
Not
that,
intentionally,
you know,
I know. Not intentionally, I know. In the movies is what I meant to say.
Yeah.
I know how much you like movies. I know how much you consume physical media.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you've seen a movie where somebody has like
I've seen Scarface.
a bag of cocaine.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Like it's like, ooh, they're in the bathroom and they got a bag of cocaine.
Right. But it was like
It
was like that big.
I mean, even that is kind of big.
Yeah, it was like
Yeah. All right.
it was like that big.
Now you're talking. All right.
The one that I saw in the movie.
The one in the movie.
It was like that big.
From the movie.
This one was like,
bro, I've never
that
seen a
big.
bag that big. Like I have never seen.
I didn't even know they make plastic bags like that.
I didn't even know you could get a plastic bag that big.
He does at Costco or something.
You must have to.
That was wild.
That was like you could freeze like a baby pig in there.
Yeah.
Like that's the one where if you was in that science class in like sixth grade and they had to make you get a fetal pig, they might pull out a fetal pig in a bag.
I never did that.
You never did a fetal pig?
That's an advanced science class. I dissected a frog.
No, man, we did fetal pigs.
What the hell?
Little baby pigs.
God, that's disturbing.
Is that a Mississippi thing only?
That sounds like a Mississippi special right
Man,
there.
I used to cut on fetal pigs all the time.
What?
I grew up cutting on fetal pigs.
What the hell's going on down there? Do they still do that?
I don't
Can
know.
anyone confirm? That's
I have never heard one of my sons talk about a fetal pig, but that's a true story for me.
like, I feel like dissecting frogs was universal. Everybody, we've been talking about that forever.
Bro, I'll stick something in a fetal pig.
Damn.
A knife. I want to be clear. A knife.
You really did fit into Bass Pro better than you thought.
Better than I thought.
Yeah.
How many people in Bass Pro last night actually cut on a fetal pig?
Probably everyone else in there.
Yeah, I know, but like plus me though.
yeah,
Plus
you were
me,
part of it. You were part of it.
Anyway, this is the type of bag you'd pull a fetal pig out of.
Mm-hmm.
Not like if I were young and making poor decisions
Mm-hmm.
and living in a world where fentanyl didn't exist.
Yeah.
And somebody was like, I got a bag.
Yeah.
And I went like, all right.
Yeah.
And they pulled that out. I'd be like, yo.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. I don't even know where you got that bag.
Yeah.
That's a lot, man. You need to go.
I definitely wouldn't post a video of it on social media.
Nobody should have that much cocaine at one time.
Mm-mm.
All right, you need help. Clearly, you should have a little bag for tonight, and then wake up tomorrow and be normal again.
Mm-hmm.
That is too much. You have too much. You have too much.
Yeah.
That does look like somebody who has a problem.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is like when we said in the open, like, Dwight's a big guy. I mean, he's one of the biggest humans in the country.
Maybe that's just
probably.
what, you know, in fairness.
Like the tolerance.
I never hung out with starting centers too often other than Roy Hibbert, you know? And I don't think he lives that life.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe I just don't know enough. Maybe every bag I've seen is for a normal sized man.
Yeah.
But when you're not a normal sized man, you got to have a appropriately sized bag of cocaine.
Right.
So that's how Dwight Howard ends up with a gigantic bag, and like you would have a little small bag.
Yeah, I mean, like
maybe it makes sense.
You know, I can drink like 8 to 10 beers, but
Andre the Giant could probably drink 40.
But I have a beard.
You have a beard.
If I didn't, then
4, probably 4.
Exactly.
And so, but like Andre the Giant could drink more because he's a larger man.
Right.
Dwight Howard might
drink like 30.
Dwight Howard might need a large bag. Maybe it's just a size thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, I don't know if he needs help. I don't know that. It's none of my business. I don't know him like that. But if he does, I hope he gets it.
I do too. That was kind of a disturbing video.
Wow.
Yeah.
That feels
and
like
a big bag of cocaine.
Yeah, I just don't know.
The biggest I've ever seen in my life.
I try not to judge other people for how they handle situations that are clearly complicated. But I think one thing I've learned over the years is taking it to social media probably doesn't help.
No, I mean, first rule of thumb is never post drugs on social media.
Yeah,
that is, even if they're not yours, that's just a bad idea. You can't prove that. So careful.
Just be
careful, kids.
I don't think people are being careful enough these days.
I don't either.
Man, I don't know. Anyway, I hope they work. I hope whatever they need.
Yeah, me too.
Whatever's best for them, I hope they find it. Whether that's together or separately.
Yeah.
Be back with Carry Out.
With living in luxury at Southland Casino Hotel, the good life is closer than you think. Members get 1 entry with every 100 points earned playing on their Lucky North Rewards card, plus 1 free entry daily. Win free play at our hourly drawings, and don't miss our Saturday grand prize drawings in March. You could win a home theater package, premium massage chair, an outdoor jacuzzi, and $250,000 cash. Luxurious prizes await at Southland Casino Hotel. Must be 21 or older. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
Fridays at FedEx Forum just got a whole lot more fun for the family. With the Family Friday ticket offer, a $35 game ticket gets you a $10 food voucher and access to pregame shoot-around. Additionally, for every 4 tickets purchased, you get an autographed item from the Grizzlies vault. Capture moments that last a lifetime for birthdays, youth groups, and other family-friendly celebrations. Visit grizzlies.com/Friday to grab your tickets today.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans. Want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Grizzlies fans, dunks, dimes, and no-looks are great on TV, but nothing compares to catching them IRL. And that starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can catch every highlight in person. From seeing your favorite Grizzly stars up close to hearing the squeak of the sneakers on the hardwood. Put that jersey collection to use and get tickets at Ticketmaster. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside, Memphis.
The long goodbye begins. A very special evening with Journey. Final Frontier Tour. Journey. Tickets are on sale now at journeymusic.com. Your chance to say goodbye to the songs that changed our lives. Journey. Final Frontier Tour.
Welcome back, Gary Parrish Show, presented by Ortho South. Let's wrap this up with Carry Out.
It's time for GP's Carryout. One final segment filled with stuff to take with you. It's not everything you need to know, but it's most of it. What did we miss today?
Headline college basketball this morning out of Duke. Caleb Foster, the starting point guard. Not a natural point guard, but they play an unconventional lineup at Duke. They're tall at every position. Caleb Foster has been serving as the lead guard. And John Shire confirmed this morning he has suffered a fracture in his foot in that regular season finale against North Carolina. He has had surgery. He is out for the, quote, foreseeable future. Obviously not great news for the nation's top-ranked team, Duke. It's going to be shorthanded in the ACC tournament and probably for the NCAA tournament as well.
What's today's biggest game?
Let's go West Coast Conference Championship game, Orleans Arena, 8 o'clock. Santa Clara upset St. Mary's last night. Might have punched their ticket to the NCAA tournament. Tonight they get a shot at the Zags. Win, and they are the auto champs. Lose, and like I said, they're on the bubble, but I think most assume at this point Santa Clara, with a 26-7 record heading into tonight's game, would find themselves in the bracket. The WCC, a 3-bid league. Bennett, how you going to act? Gonzaga minus 7.5.
What is Santa Clara's? Oh, they're the Broncos.
The Broncos. Coached by Herb Sendek, former NC State coach.
I think I'm going to go. Oh, wait. He's the coach that went to the. No.
That was Kevin Keats.
That was Kevin Keats. Okay.
Herb Sendek, longtime coach at NC State. went to like the NCAA tournament every year for like 5 straight years, and then they fired him. A, because they didn't like the lack of NCAA tournament success. B, because they said, but did you see his record against Duke and North Carolina? And I said, did you see anybody's record against Duke and North Carolina? If you're going to judge yourself based on your record against Duke and North Carolina, you're just going to be firing coaches the rest of your life.
Yeah, you can't hold yourself to that standard.
Tough standard. It's like that's like being in the Kardashian family and being like, well, I don't think I'm as pretty as Kim or Kendall or Kylie, so I guess I must be ugly. Well, no, but like, I mean, Jesus Christ, that's Kylie and Kendall and Kim.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you walk around without them, you're a perfectly good-looking person.
Mm-hmm.
But that's Kylie and Kendall and Kim. It's hard. It's a hard thing.
Yeah.
It's a hard standard to hold yourself to. Duke and Carolina is like Kylie and Kendall and Kim, and NC State's like, the others.
Yep.
So, anyway, Herb Sendek, he got fired because they didn't recognize he's better looking than they thought. Now he's doing great things at Santa Clara.
I'm gonna go with the Broncos tonight.
Okay.
I believe we have Gonzaga -7.5. I will take the Broncos of Santa Clara. They're rolling right now, man.
They're rolling right now. Bennett says take Santa Clara.
Lost last night, bad.
Plus the 7.5. Tips at 8 o'clock on ESPN.
What are we watching on TV?
Eye on College Basketball podcast on CBS Sports Network coming up in about 34 minutes. Channel 221 on DirecTV. You should obviously enjoy the Chris Vernon Show. But set your DVRs for CBS Sports Network at noon. It'll be me and Matt Norlander talking hoops for an hour.
What's the best thing we've read?
Bill Barnwell's got his NFL free agency winners and losers. I told you about that earlier in the show. So if you haven't checked that out, go to ESPN.com. It's on the homepage right now.
What's on tap for tomorrow?
Well, tomorrow will be Wednesday. We'll see how the Grizz do in Philadelphia. Chris Vernon will sit with me in studio. I'll talk all things Grizzlies with him. Should be a fun show. Looking forward to it already. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll try to enjoy mine. Let's meet back here tomorrow at 10. Till then, be careful, be kind, be good. Rep your hood.
When the arena lights dim for a concert or when the crowd becomes one at a big game, you can almost feel like you're the biggest fan. But who's your biggest fan? It's the person who will get you home safely after a night of drinking. It's a person who looks out for your life to make sure you leave the stadium with someone sober. This could be a designated driver or someone who offers to give you a ride share. Because in Tennessee, fans don't let other fans drive drunk. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, a division of the Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security.
The Grizzlies are proud to team up with Prime Global Group, a company on a mission to redefine real estate investment. By leveraging deep experience, strategic insight, and robust resources, Prime Global Group is shaping a smarter, socially responsible future. Whether you're an investor or simply curious, now's the time to explore innovative strategies that align with your values. Join the movement and discover how you can be a part of this exciting evolution. Visit primeglobalgroup.net to learn more and connect with the team today. That's primeglobalgroup.net.
The heaviest metal credit card of all time. Rumored to be one of only 18 in existence. Plated with the very same tungsten that forged the International Space Station. And wielded at business dinners like a samurai sword. It's a classic corporate power move. But the real power move? Having end-to-end visibility on your most critical shipments. FedEx, the new power move.
Now that's the new edition way.
I feel like there's another level we can take it to.
What you think, Mike?
2 steps ahead of you, Slick.
What's good, bro?
What you doing, man?
I'm in.
Woman, you don't even know what I'm getting ready to ask you.
Here's the vision. All 3 of us on the same stage every night.
Gonna be crazy.
No barriers, no separation.
It'll be like 9 kings and a queen.
The next level starts now.